Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, part 6 of bathroom build install. I'm gonna put some drywall up. Got some drywall up, some harder stuff anyways. But I'm gonna show you how we can put this up. Just one person, all by yourself. Multiple ways you can do this. You can put it up, put a couple screws in there, be done with it. And then just take a Dremel and do your light, right? But you can also do, just take your felt, just mark up the metal frame, like so. Give it a little tap. As you can see, now I've got myself a little box I can cut out. But what you're actually supposed to do is what we're going to show you. I just got to get a couple screws. Okay, now I've got my belt on. I got my screw gun on. There's a special bit so that you don't drill too far. Make sure you mark your drywall studs so that you know where to put your drywall screws into. Mark both sides so you can just do a straight line from line to line and put your drywall screws in. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to mark the center. So it doesn't have to be exact, but 14 inches from here. The other one you want to mark is to the center. It's 18 inches from here. You don't know about this. Now I'm going to hit this. So there's going to be a gap here. No 2x4. In this one section. This is fine. But once you make a note of that, you know exactly where you're not going to miss. You're literally going to use your head for this situation. And I don't have my drill. So make sure you have all your tools handy. Grab yourself a screw. Make sure you're all the way up. Not a big fan of this tip. It works. A couple screws in. It's nice to put the screws so that they're not actually sticking out. I want to put at least 3 or 4 on either side. Side 2. Okay, I'm going to use my head to hold it. One more in. Take your little pencil you got going on here. Now you got 14 inches to the center. Yourself a mark. 18 inches here. There's my center line. Couldn't figure out how to get the tip out of my old Dremel, so we're just going to use this one here. I don't know where to mount this. Kind of annoying, but figure it out.
say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Just whip around, do a little pass on the outside of the drywall, and it's clean out. I'm pretty happy with that. Once you're done, grab your screw gun, a couple screws in her, she's done. Alright, remember where your drywall is. Now, if you don't have one of these fancy doodads, you can use a regular impact. That was too far. Once you puncture it, once you puncture that paper, you need to put an extra screw. I mean, it doesn't hurt if you throw a couple extra in. I mean, you're just using an extra 3 cents in mudding, which is completely normal.
My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
And there she be. She's all done. She is ready to go. Now I can continue on. I can put a strip here. And swap the camera around so we can see that. Okay, so I got another piece ready to go. It's just a little piece I decided to get right here. And fits perfectly. There's a little bit of a gap here, that's fine. As long as it's, you know, it's nice and tight. Because basically, you're gonna fill all this stuff with corner tape and mud. And you don't even notice that there was a gap here to begin with. Or whether this roof isn't perfectly straight or not. It's completely normal. So when we go up there, we're gonna slap a bunch of mud up there and we're gonna hide all those mistakes. So I'm just going to throw a bunch of screws in there. Okay, now that once you've got it all screwed in, you can kind of notice up there a little bit of a lip here. Completely fine, because now you can take your sharp razor blade, go from the back side, and you can extend it out a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to bend that tip a little bit so that it's perfectly in line with that side. You can go over it once or twice. You really need to go over more than that second time. Tap. Once you've got a little tap, go from the other side. Watch your fingers. Do a nice clean cut on the clean side of your drywall. And there she be. Now you can take your little sander tool, clean it up a little bit. And she's now ready for your corner piece, which we're going to use a piece of metal because this could, you know, potentially get dinged up by moving around furniture and things like that. So that's how you do it. Done. So now we can just continue on doing the rest, getting them all plumbed out, done up, and we can move on to flooring and putting. What I also got was this conduit pipe. And this runs from the thermostat and it runs all the way down to the floor. This is for our radiant floor heating. What we're gonna do is you can use like one of those fish cables or whatever. So once you've got that installed, then you can have the electrician do the final inspection, make sure all the wiring is properly connected, and we'll have warm toes to keep our feet warm when we're going number 2. So there we go. Oh yeah, the other thing I did was I mounted the vent this way. It used to be this way, or no, it used to be this way inside the vent, and I had to move it down because the 2x4s were in the way. So I grabbed 290s, I cut it just to the perfect length, mounted it just right. Had to do a little modifications to the box, but I think it'll be fine once you get the heat vent in there, and the heat vent will screw into the wall, or I mean into the metal. Hopefully it should stay and keep the bathroom nice and warm. Okay, we're just gonna put up this temporary light until I'm ready to pull up the proper ones after we're done mudding and painting. So we're just gonna use these ones as temporary ones. Thing to note is the brass side is always going to be your black wire, and the silver bare looking regular screw is going to be your white wire. Those are 2 major points. There's no ground wire attachments usually on some of these basic ones. Some of the other ones will have like a little ground wire, so that's something to note. So we're going to grab our X-Acto knife. Strip this wire. Now if you're not comfortable with doing electrical work, have somebody else do it, or have an electrician come in and do it. But I'm 100% confident, and I know how to wire these wires up correctly. This box. I'm pretty sure when I do the actual box, I'm gonna need that extra wiring from the line wire. Just like I said before, just pop the screw around the ground screw. This. Okay. So once you've got the black screw on the brass and the white screw on the white, well, this is a really old piece, but once you've got it down, that's pretty much it. Like, as long as that ground wire doesn't touch any of these metal screws when you put this up there, you've pretty much succeeded. You've done your job. Now connect this to your circuit, to your light switch, send power to it, and Bob's your uncle. So I'm going to show you here a little trick. You can cut your drywall to the length you need, so you're not messing around and you're doing it quick and efficiently. So I've already cut this length. I used the blue square, and I'll show you that another trick another time. So I need to do 29 3/8. So you put your thumb where you want it to be, 29 3/8, and you put your blade on the edge of your measuring tape. Now what you're doing is you're creating yourself, and then you just drag it along perfectly even, and voila. Now you got yourself a perfectly cut piece of drywall. Now when you're done, snap it, take your blade, go from the other side, actually go on the line. It's easier when it's actually, you can see it. Blade actually coming through when you're cutting it, and voila, keep that. You might need to put it somewhere. You might need to fill a gap. Take your little sanding block. Passes. All of the corners you cut. Before you put your drywall up, make sure you mark your center of your 2x4s. Here, here, obviously here, here. You want to mark your box. Here and here, go box. And this one is your box. All right. Now it's ready to go. I'm going to throw a couple of staple in this. Good measure, we'll put one over here. Okay. Now, straight again. This one's pretty easy because this one I didn't do any measurements. I just marked the wall. So there's my smoke detector. Grab my tool, and we're gonna pop a hole in the wall. I'm gonna grab my tool and pop a hole in the ceiling. Dremel. All you need is a bit, like one of those drywall bits. Fits right into the Dremel. You don't need a fancy $300 drywall tool. All you need is a Dremel. Literally, Ryobi cordless Dremel works wonders. Love it. I'm gonna finish putting a bunch of screws in here, and we're gonna call it a day. Okay, so we got our smoke detector put in. We're gonna pull this light out, and we're gonna bring over the other light. I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna start connecting this entire light, and then we're gonna pop in the drywall, and then we'll put the light back in. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect this. Now remember, if you're not familiar with electrical codes and how to wire these up, I recommend do not touch this. Hire an electrician or somebody who knows what they're doing. Get a permit, make sure you're doing everything properly and connected, because electricity is no joke. So we're gonna get these wires taken care of. We're gonna run this wire in. Just gonna pop one of these tabs out of the way. Doesn't matter which one. Doesn't matter which side. It's usually better to strip your wire before, because usually you can pull it away, pop your razor blade in there, get it beside that ground wire. Usually it's as easy as that. Grab your scrap, get it out of the way.
You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Now I've got a bin full of these guys. These are just little plastic nuts. I'm just gonna toss each one on here as I take them off. Now instead of messing around having exposed wires, I'm just gonna cut it one at a time. Making sure I'm not touching anything just in case, but I know there's no power going through here because the light switch is right there. Now I'm going to take my little plastic nut just in case somebody screwed up. I'm going to put both the powers in that could possibly bring me power in, and I'm going to have them all tucked up in there. Okay, now we've got all of our wires up in here. When I come in here with the Dremel, you're going to come in here and you don't want to touch any wires, so that's why you don't want to. That's why they have fancy guards on top of these things, so that you can't accidentally push it in and go too far. But I know what I'm doing. If you're careful, you should be able to do the same thing. And what you want to do is you want to inside this metal gate. Once you feel that, you pop down and then you go onto the outside, and then you carefully and then you're done. And it should just pop out, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that's how you do your drywall. There's no power going to this box. We got the light out of the way. We're gonna go grab our piece of drywall. Brass is black, white is gold. Old light switch, we're gonna have to replace this soon. That's good. This is only gonna last until the painting's done, and then we'll put in the good lights. Pay attention where your screwdriver is. Like, okay. Okay, that's tight. Now we'll double check this one. Being tight. And she's done. I'm gonna tuck these screws in nice. Tuck this wire in nice. I mean, remember to make sure that these screw heads don't touch any of the ground wires in there, because that's how you make sparky sparks and my house is on fire. Grab your screws that you have to find some longer screws and get that in there, and we'll call it done. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, check that bell notification, make sure you check out one of these other videos that I got. Subscribe to my channel. See you guys later. See you guys in the next episode. Have a good day, guys. Peace.